Kentucky is now one step closer to outlawing a small device that turns a firearm into a weapon that can fire dozens of bullets in less than a couple of seconds. Today in Frankfort, lawmakers and police chiefs gathered to voice their support for the ban on the device. Wave News reporter Kirsten Foote has more on this development.
Lawmakers were in this room for less than 15 minutes before a vote was taken. The discussion focused on this small device that has the ability to turn a regular firearm into a machine gun. It's called a Glock switch, capable of shooting 30 rounds in under 2 seconds. Representative Jason Nemes filed the bill in January. Already banned at the federal level, it aims to ban the device at the state level. Representative Nemes sat with LMPD Chief Paul Humphrey and chiefs of police from Elizabethtown and Hopkinsville before the Veterans, Military Affairs, and Personal Protection Committee to voice their support for the bill. Chief Paul Humphrey talked about the difficulty they face with these on the street.
We can't get solid numbers because it's not illegal, so we do not have the capability as state and local police to be able to seize these unless it's connected to a separate crime. Right now it is only a federal offense, which does not give us the ability as local law enforcement to be able to take them off the street.
Chief Paul Humphrey was the only one of the officers to give testimony before a motion was filed to bring the bill to a vote. During the vote, several lawmakers who did not vote for the bill's advancement said they felt the ban on Glock switches limits Second Amendment rights. Another, Representative T.J. Roberts, pointed to the potential of people on the streets finding other ways to convert guns.
This bill doesn't touch bump stocks, and his comment on that the technology changes, well, that doesn't mean you shouldn't go after the dangerous things that exist today.
The bill overwhelmingly passed out of committee, and it now heads to the House floor for a full vote. Reporting in Frankfort, Kirsten Foote, Wave News.